Okay, so when I was new in prime America, in the old days, you know, every day when I was new, I went out on an appointment and I didn't close. Like for like 9 months, I struggled in this thing, you know? And every night I'd be driving home like, man, is this really for me? Man, I don't know if I could do this thing. I know now you all say, you know, Omar's such a good closer and he closes there. I closed her to marry me, so honey, stand up, stand up. So everybody give her a round of applause. Like you know I could close, right? I could close now, but this was in 1996 when I was not a closer. And so the only reason that I didn't quit was every night there was this little video that I would watch, and every morning there was this little video that I would watch. And it was the exact video every morning, every night, every morning, every night, Art Williams. And I remember everyone was like, they're brainwashing you. You watch that video every day, they're brainwashing you. I go, I'm glad they're brainwashing me because, man, my brain is messed up and dirty from all you guys, you know? And so this isn't the whole video, it's a little clip of it. We just wanted, you know, to open up this evening with a little clip of Art Williams, okay? So listen to this. Go ahead.
I believe desire and will to win is everything. I don't know why I'm like I am, but my butt's always burning. There's always something say, Art, dadgummit, you're supposed to go for it. Art, dadgummit, you're supposed to be somebody. You're supposed to make a difference with your life. What does the $500,000 a year person do? The $50,000 a year person doesn't do. You look at the outside and study those two individuals, everything seems to be the same. They both are the same sex, they both are the same age, they have the same training, the same positions, the same contract, the same fringe benefits. They both are successful, they work hard, they're good family people, make tough commitments. But what's the difference? What does the $500,000 a year person do? The $50,000 a year person doesn't do. He pays the price and a little bit more. He works hard and a little bit more. He's loyal to the company and a little bit more. He believes in a little bit more. He makes money and a little bit more. He saves money and a little bit more. If you want to win in these United States, you got to be tough and you can't quit. The last thing I'll talk to you about today in building this winning edge is, folks, if you want to win in business, you got to be a leader. Leadership is everything. You show me anything in these United States that win, I'll show you a leader at work. You show me a successful church, Boy Scout troop, club, football team, business, I'll show you something run by a leader. See, I thought at one time in my life you had to be smart to win. I used to have these smart people that dress so pretty and talk so pretty and use these big words. They just intimidated me, and I said, Art, you can't ever be that good. Why don't you just throw in the towel and go back and coach football for a living? And I found two things out about smart people. I think it's almost impossible for a smart person to win in business in America today. Because I find smart people spend their whole lifetime figuring things out. They're always trying to figure out an easier way and a quicker way. And another thing I found out about smart people is they just don't get around to doing nothing. And see, somebody like Art Williams, everybody said, well, he can't do it. And somebody like that can't do it. But he does it. See, folks, I want you to know almost everybody in America almost does enough to win. They almost get there. They almost are over the hump. They almost have it going. They almost in everything they do, almost is a way of life to almost everybody in America. But the winners do it. What do? They do whatever it takes to get the job done. They do it, and do it, and do it, and do it, and do it, until the job gets done. And then they talk about how great it is to be somebody they're proud of. We need leaders in America who can do it. If you want to become somebody, do it. If you want to go in business for yourself, do it. If you want to become financially independent, do it. I hear too much talk in these United States. Everybody can talk a good game. We need people in America who can do it. I go all over this country with A.L. Williams, and I have people say, Art, you can count on me. Wonderful. Just do it. Art, I guarantee you this is my last stop. I'm going to win now. Super duper. Just do it. Art, if I could just have one good month and get the ball going, I know I could make it big. Super. Just do it. Art, if I could just pay off this debt, I could really go. Great. Just do it. Art, if I could just sell my house. Do it. But houses ain't selling. Do it anyway. Art, I'm not making any money. What can I do? You just do it. Do what, Art? You do it, and do it, and do it. Art, I guarantee I'm going to win this contest. Super duper. Just do it. Art, I'm over the hump now. Watch my smoke. Great. Just do it. Art, I want to make it so bad I can taste it. What I do? You just do it. Art, I'm a vice president now. Can I quit doing it? No. Art, I don't know if I can keep on keeping on. I'm really hurting. What I do? You just do it. Do what, Art? You do it, and do it, and do it. Art, all my life I wanted to be somebody important. Well, what do it then? Art, I'm going to save money so I don't have to go through this again. Great. Just do it. Art, I don't feel like I've had enough training. What I do? You just do it. Art, my manager don't give me no help. What I do? You just do it. Art, you don't understand. I was Mr. Everything in my former company. You don't mean I have to start off down at the bottom and do it, do you? Yep, you really got to do it. Art, what's the primary difference between winners and losers? The winners do it. They do it, and do it, and do it, and do it until the job gets done. And then they talk about how great it is to finally have achieved something unique, and how glad they are that they didn't quit like everybody else, and how wonderful it is to finally be somebody they're proud of and make a difference with their life. Thank you.
He's the reason we're all here. Raise your hand if you're glad that you were recruited. Raise your hand. Look around the room. Almost every hand went up. You're just either angry or you don't know English. One of the two. She goes, okay, fine, I'll raise my hand since you put the pressure on me. I embraced recruiting. When you're new, you don't do that. You know what you do? I got to learn how everything works first. When I know how everything works, then maybe I'll recruit a person. Really? So your automobile, you know how that works exactly? You know how the engine works and everything works in unison? You know, no, you just know you hit on and the engine starts and you could run with that. So why do you have to learn everything here first? You can't. How you learn is recruiting, because when a recruit asks you, hey, I got this life policy, how does this work? And you don't know, you go, let me review it this evening and I'll let you know tomorrow. Then you ring me up, Omar, I got this policy, I don't know how it works, but I have this recruit that's asking me and I don't want to look like an idiot. So I go, okay, meet with me, you meet with me, I explain it all to you, now you meet with your recruit and you explain it all to them and you look like a genius. And then you know what happens? You go, I could do this business. But if you didn't recruit anybody, you would never have that happen. You get that? You would never have that happen. Pascal the other day rings me up, Omar, I have these life apps and I have these investments I need help with, and will you help me? Have I ever let anybody in the room know, no, I will not help you? Have I ever said that? Never. Anytime anybody, no matter where I am, no matter what I'm doing, if you need my help, I mean, I'm the easiest reach $1 million earner in Primerica. I mean, you can reach me 24/7. Text me, call me, I'm available. Why? Because I know maybe you recruit that individual that'll change your life and you need me. And I'm not going to be the one who goes, oh, I have this guy, but he asked me these questions that I know the answers to and I couldn't reach you. Even when I'm on vacation, you could reach me. Now, when I'm on vacation, maybe I'm going to reach you at night, late at night, early in the morning, okay? But at least you could reach me when I'm on vacation. And so what I did is I grew a recruiting machine. How did I do that? Here was the view that I had, right? I said, okay, you have to recruit a lot of individuals, right? So you learn how to recruit 2 to 3 a month. That's all. 2 to 3. Anybody that looks at it go, I could do that. I mean, 2 to 3 in a whole month? I could do that. That isn't so hard. That's, if you're looking at 2, that's 1 every 15 days. Anybody could do that. Think about where we live. Everybody needs more money. Everybody needs. I don't care where you work, what you do. Everybody needs more money. Everybody you know needs more money, but the problem is you're chicken. You're like, oh my God, I want to ask them a question. I want them to come work with me, but what if they reject me? What if they say something bad? What if they say, who cares? Move on to the next person, right? Everybody needs more. So one every 15 days. And then with these recruits, everybody has an easy 3. What does an easy 3 mean? Easy 3 means if it's 1 o'clock in the morning and you're driving home and you have a flat and you're in the middle of the expressway and you have no AAA, who do you call? Your mom and dad. That's one of her easy 3. Okay, what if you rang them up, they weren't home? Who do you call?
My husband.
Your husband. He's working. Who else do you call?
My brother.
Your brother. He have a wife?
Yes.
Little kids?
Yes.
So he has her mom and dad, her brother, and it's just, there's 2. What if they're not here? Who else you call?
My sister.
Your sister-in-law. Husband?
Yes.
Little kids?
Yes.
Easy 3. Everybody has an easy 3. Now, if you're like, well, I don't have an easy 3, that means nobody likes you. And maybe this isn't for you, because it's not for everybody. But all I had was an easy 3. I had my uncle and aunt, and my parents. That was it. And when I went on those appointments as a brand new recruit with my trainer, and I watched them work the business, I thought, this is amazing, because they all had the wrong life insurance. They had their IRAs in the credit union, and they were drowning in credit card debt. And they ran the F&A, helped them with a plan out of debt. They rolled over the IRAs into mutual funds. They replaced their life insurance. And every one of them was like, Omar, this is good. I'm like, yeah, I know that. I didn't really know that. But I knew that after I went on the appointments. And then what happened is we recruited my mom. We recruited my brother, and we recruited Manny, who's one of my good buddies. That's 1, 2, 3. So there's my 3 recruits and my 3 life sales, and I did it in like a week. You know what happens when you do it in a week? You actually learn it. Example, what if you went on one training appointment this month and one 90 days later and one the month after? So that's 3. You did your 3 versus you do all 3 in a week. Who's going to learn it more? The one that did them all in a week or the one that prolonged it? Week. That's just logical, isn't it? That's why we offer you a bonus, to work quicker. And you lose out the bonus if you don't work quicker. If you're the slow track, like the sloth of Primerica, right? If you're the sloth, you lose out a bonus. Now, if you're a sloth, that doesn't mean you can't win. It's just going to be a slower road. You all know what a sloth is, right? Because I never really did, and then I had little kids, and then I learned all about animals. I knew crap I never dreamt that I'd ever want to know. I know. Now watch. So after you recruit your 2, you're on your easy 3. So now you went out on 6 appointments. You're going to probably recruit 2 more out of that, and then you recruit another 2, your 2, that you're looking for every month, and then these lead you to another 2. Now you got 4 recruits, and each one of them has an easy 3. Now you got 12 appointments. But not just 12 appointments, 12 easy 3 appointments. Where you walk in and, listen, when I joined, I weighed like 180 pounds ripped, had abs. That's not true. But my point, a lot of you guys were like, for real? But as I went out on all these training appointments, honest to God, every night was like, oh, you're coming over, eat with us. So you don't want to be rude, so you eat with them, right? And then you run the F&A, you close your sale, then you're on the way to the next appointment. You get to the next appointment, you eat with us. Okay. So I roughed it out. I literally, no lie, this is true, I gained like 80 pounds over X number of years of growing the business because I was out every night on appointments, and every night they're like giving you food. Now, if you're like, nobody ever let me have no food, they don't like you. They liked me. I won them over quickly. I'm a very likable guy. Okay? But now you got 12 appointments. It's not logical. Growing a recruiting machine is not logical. So for all you analyticals, you're like, exactly how does that work? You're not going to figure it out. Because what happens is it grows a life of its own. It really grows not an organization, an organism. An organism grows on its own. You can't slow it down. If you recruited me, no matter what you did, you wouldn't have slowed me down. So now you got Omar, and he's recruiting. And if you recruited a Willie, let's just say, could you imagine if you had Omar and a Willie? You'd be really rich, okay? But you couldn't slow us down. That's my point is it's not logical. It just happens. You have to have trust. You got to work the numbers. You have to grow up is really what it is. You got to quit acting like a child. Like, oh, well, you know, what if they reject me? It's going to hurt my feelings. How about retiring broke? Is that going to hurt your feelings? That's just the reality. I mean, look at where you're at right now. Look at where you're at right now. Now, you don't need to answer this, but I want you to answer it, you know, instead. How much you have in your IRA accounts right now? Not what you're going to have someday. What do you have right now? How many loans you got right now? How much credit cards you got right now? How much income do you got right now that if you lost your job, how long would it last you? Pretty scary, isn't it? That's the way everybody lives. Almost everybody. That's why we have to recruit them. We're their only shot. We're their only shot. Even the well-educated people. Like, you went to UF, great school. You have, I'm sure, what the world views that as a good job. You probably make 100 grand a year, maybe a little bit more. Not much more, but a little bit more, because I have a lot of clients in your line of work. And you know what I know? They got a lot of loans that they're repaying. It's like having a mortgage that they ain't living in the house, but they got a mortgage payment every month. Everybody's hurting. Everybody needs this chance. We don't know if they're going to work out or not, but they need the chance. It's your job, our job, to just give them the chance. Whether they grab on or not is not up to you. It's up, to them, right? And so you recruit. What do you need to learn how to grow this recruiting machine? Number one, presentation. You just need how to learn a good educational presentation. You don't have to reinvent it, recreate it. Just use the presentation that your trainer uses with you. You want to make sure that the presentation's educational, and you want to explain in the presentation why you joined. Why did you join? Relate with them. You're a young guy. How old are you?
18.
Why did you join?
Because of the licenses and because I want to be able to financially solve it when I get older.
Okay, you know why I joined? I needed $1,000 a month because I was broke. So maybe your answer is the more proper answer, but probably you're broke and you need $1,000 a month. It'd be great to make $1,000 a month, wouldn't it? Yeah. Here you go. I'm going to give you $1,000 a month. Here you go. Now you got to earn your stuff around here. Right? So a good educational presentation and include why you joined, why you're here. Okay, number 3, you need to learn how to handle objections. They're on Primerica Online. Great handling objections audio. Just listen to that thing over and over and over again. It's like you need to learn how to handle, is it a pyramid? Isn't that one of these pyramids? You know how I handle that? I go, like in Egypt? And I ask them, like, no, like when they make more than you make, the ones over you? Like at your job? Like your boss? No, where you recruit somebody and you make money. I go, do you know what it even means, a pyramid? Do you know why it's illegal? Now you're asking them. And you know what? They don't know. They're just spewing out words that they've heard. So then you say a illegal pyramid is when you're recruiting individuals and you are making money off of recruiting, where there's no products involved at all. That is illegal. We don't do that. As a matter of fact, we're the opposite of that. For everybody that we recruit, we lay out all their licensing fees, their life licensing fees, their life class fees, their investment licenses, in hope that you're going to learn what you need to learn and eventually work and eventually write some products where you can earn us some profits later on, like any business works. That's the way we work. So I don't know what you're talking about a pyramid is, all right? You got to learn how to handle objections. You can't be like, oh my God, I don't want them to ask me that question because if they ask me that question, I don't know the answer to that. Well, then you're doomed. That just means you're not doing homework. It's like college. If you're at UF and you do no homework, you're going to flunk the exam, right? Well, this ain't no different. You don't do your homework here, you're going to flunk the exam every time. But if you know the answers, ain't no way you flunk the exam. And then you got to learn to close. Like, we're not closing them on a product they don't need. We're closing them on changing their life. We're closing them on products that they need. We're closing them on earning more income. When you bring home the checks, your husband, he's going to be like, why are you home? It's only 8 o'clock. You should be working tonight with that Omar guy. He wants his license now. Hallelujah. Praise Jesus. Because I've been trying to recruit him for a while. But, you know, he's been like, well, I'm going to wait. And when my wife makes money, then I'll look at it. So he's like, okay, maybe I'll join the business. So that's really all you need to learn how to do is handle a presentation, make it educational, explain why you joined, learn how to handle objections, and learn how to close. Like, man, I got to learn all those things. That's a lot of stuff. No, you don't have to learn any of it. Work at your job forever. You don't have to learn none of it. You could wind up one of those recruits that quit, and whatever clients you wrote along the way, you help them. And great, we'll love you, and whenever you're ready to change, we'll be here for you. Or you could wind up like Wayne Luke and grow a huge leg like that and change your life. Your choice. Okay? Then you got to learn the licensing process, because recruiting them without licensing them is worthless. In Primerica, there's a whole lot of recruiters. The EBAs, EBA getters. You know what an EBA is? Independent Business Application. That's what the application is when you recruit somebody, EBA. We use a lot of acronyms here in Primerica. F&A. When I heard F&A, I'm like, I don't want to F&A anybody. What are you talking about, F&A? I don't know what you're talking about, right? So there's IBA getters. They get a lot of recruits, but they don't license a lot of recruits. So how does that really help you long run? It doesn't. You have to learn the process. You have to know how to explain the process. You need to know how to explain to your new recruit, listen, why did you join? So let me know the real reason. I need to make extra money because I'm broke. Not that whole answer you gave me a minute ago, right? I'm broke, so I need to make extra money, right? Yeah. Okay, so he goes, yeah. Damn it, he knew that. I know that because everybody's broke when they're new. That's normal. I was broke. Now, you want to join because you want to make money, right? Yeah. You don't make any money unless you're licensed. You and me need to work on your list, on your Easy 3. We need to visit your Easy 3s so you watch what we do, how it really does work. And then we need to grab one of your recruits that we recruit with you and that recruit in class. And then you need your license, because without your license, you make zero money. Any questions on that? Any problem with that? I ask them right up front. Because it's like, well, I don't know if I can go. Then I ain't recruiting you. I'm not recruiting your butt. Because you're like, oh, I don't know if I want to get a license. Well, then I ain't recruiting you. But you have to let them know what they need to do. What happens is when you recruit individuals, well, you know, if you don't want to get licensed now, we can worry about that later. You got to be straight up with them. Let them know what's the deal. And then you don't let them have options. You don't say, well, you know, there's a class over here in the lakes. There's one all the way down in Kendall. There's one up in Margate. There's one in West Palm Beach. There's one right near where you live over here. And you don't tell them that. You know what you do? The class is here in our office, and you look at when the next class is. You don't give them the option. Because if you start letting them have options, they start going, oh, man, I don't know, which one should I go to? And then they end up never going to any of them. When I was new, there was one class. It was an hour north of our house. I was like, Margate, I didn't even know where Margate was. I didn't even know it existed. I never heard of Margate, Florida in my entire life until they recruited me. And they said, that's where the class is. I wanted to make money. So my happy ass drove down to Margate for like one whole weekend, 11 hours every day, and then 11 hours the next days, and I never missed class. And I got licensed. You have to understand, and you need to explain to the new recruits why. And the online class, listen, unless they're a genius, which they're probably not, avoid the online class. Unless it's absolutely necessary, you don't even bring that up as an option. The live class, and I'm going to explain to you why. What I did is I ran the numbers for the last 12 months. Here's the last 12 months. You ready? Okay. We recruited this number of recruits in this one office in the last year. Okay? It's not a lot, right? It's 33 a month. Out of that number, we registered that number in the class, which is only that much of the new recruits. So a little bit more than half, which means a little bit less than half vanished into the black hole of recruits. Like we recruited them and they vanished. And I love when you trainers go, I don't know where they are. I recruited them. I can't reach them. Look on their application. Their job address is there. I bet you they're at their job every day. Visit them around lunchtime. You go, I would never do that. I used to do that all the time. They're like, well, I would never do that. That's why you're broke, and that's why I'm not. Because I would do what you're not willing to do. I dropped in on Wayne Luke at lunch every day for like months. He avoids, like, oh, here comes that Omar guy again. I'm like, Wayne, what's up, bro? I was in the neighborhood. I wasn't in the neighborhood. I wanted to recruit his butt. So then, of those, how many went, to class? 148 attended, which is now only 37% of the number of recruits. So 37 out of 100 actually went, to class. What happened to the rest of them? The other ones have no chance of a license. Zero chance. Zero chance. Because if you're not in class, you ain't going to get a license. And then, how many went, to class, and they did all the hours. They completed it. 110, which is 27 and a half of the original recruiting numbers actually went through the class. Now guess. Take a guess, Josh, the other Josh. The other Josh. Take a guess of the 110. What's the ratio of those recruits that were licensed? Take a guess. There's no wrong answers, bro. Just blurt it out. 70%. That'd be pretty good, wouldn't it be? That'd be like an excellent ratio, wouldn't it be? 108, which is 27% of the original number, and 98% of the ones that went in the class earned a license. 98%. Guys, newsflash. Use the class. You got to recruit people, and you need to let them know that they need to get in the class. Now, not in the class if they have no recruit. You need to get them out in the field so they watch it work. Because if they don't watch it work, when they're in class, they're going to quit. They're going to wind up one of these that they went and they said, I'm out of here. But if you get them out with you in the right market, in their easy 3, even if it's 1 or 2 out of the easy 3, and they watched it work, and you recruited 1, and their 1 recruit is with them in class, the odds go way up. That they went out and watched it work, the odds go way up. I'm all about increase the odds. Work with the odds. You work a lot quicker, you grow your license rep count quicker. He with the most number of license reps wins the game. If you know 98 out of 100 that you could get in the class, earn a license, your job is to recruit them and bring them out in their easy 3, and when they have a recruit, get them in class together. You have to be able to do that, right? And then, last but not least, is to grow a production machine. With all these new recruits you got, you have to be able to bring them out in the field. Because if you recruit all these recruits and everybody you recruit knows nobody, or nobody likes them and trusts them, and you're not out on any training appointments with them, neither one of you wins. They don't win because they're not learning the business, and you're not winning because you're not training a new recruit how to work the business. This only works when the trainer and the trainee are working together. What I normally bring up is I say, hey, Diego, listen, this is the way this thing works. We are a partner. Tip. It's not like I'm the boss and you're the employee. That's what you're used to in regular life. This is a partnership. Here's the way it works. What I bring is all the knowledge, know-how, licenses, training. What you bring is your easy 3. With your easy 3, your uncle, your aunt, your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, whoever is in your easy 3, husband, wife with little kids, we're going to visit them, and you're going to learn presentation, handle objections. You're going to learn how to run the F&A. You're going to learn how to explain the F&A. You're going to learn the products. You're going to learn how to close. You're going to learn how to recruit them so that way, when you're licensed, you know what you're doing and you can make money, right? So you bring the easy 3. I bring the rest of it. When you got what you need to bring and I got what I need to bring, we both win. You got that? And if you don't, let me know now, because I need to know whether I'm going to invest in you or not. And you go, you would really say that? Yep. Well, it's easy for you to say now. You're rich. I was like that when I was broke. That's why I'm rich. I let them know straight up and honest. I'm not going to waste my time. Either you get it or you don't get it. Because it's not that hard to get. Like, you want to learn the business, and all you have to do is bring me to your easy 3, to learn the business. That's it. So I go, I don't want to. That's like if you're in class at FIU, or you're in law school, and you're like, well, I don't want to do that project. Well, then guess what? You flunked the class. And then when you flunk the class, you know what they do? Drop you out of the law school. And you know what? They don't care. They move on to the next person. Right or wrong? That's logical, right? So why is this any different? Now, I'm not letting you know to act ruthless and cold. I'm not ruthless and cold, but I am very straight, and I'm very honest, and I'm not going to waste my breath on knuckleheads. Like, if you're not that smart, to grasp that you could learn this and you could earn 100 grand a year, 150 or more, and you don't want to do it, that's okay. I move on to the next person. Hey, Karen, will you listen to me? And if you don't want to do it, I move on to the next person. Will you listen to me, Ricard? And if you don't listen to me, and eventually you'll get one that's smart. Everybody's not dumb. And if you do all this stuff and you put it all together, the recruiting machine that you have to create over time, which is really nothing more than, remember, the recruiting machine is you doing a presentation, explain why you join, handle objections, and close. That's all that is. Licensing machine is explain to them the relevance of the class You could even use these numbers and let them know 98 out of 100 who are in the class earn a license. And if you don't earn a license, you don't ever make any money. And if you're here to make money, you need a license. But you never enroll them in the class unless you went out on what? Their Easy 3 appointments. At least 1 or 2, and you at least recruited them 1 so that they're in class with that 1. Because we want to raise the odds, right? And then production machine is learning how to ask all the questions. Example, how I asked you if it was 1 o'clock in the morning and you were driving home and you had a flat tire, who would you call? Or at your wedding, who walked your wedding? Who walked in your wedding?
My best friend.
You're okay, watch. Your best friend, who's that? Josephine.
She lives in Germany.
She lives in Germany. She's like, we didn't visit her, but she lives in Germany. That's why. Okay, who else walked in your wedding?
My cousin.
Your cousin, husband?
My husband.
No, your.
His best friend.
No, I'm saying your cousin have a husband?
Oh, yes.
Have a husband? Little kids yet?
Yes.
Okay, we need to visit them. Why?
did.
They walked in. Yeah, I'm just saying. She's like, we did. I know you did. That's good. I'm just saying, you as a trainer you have to ask the questions, and then you extract the right names. You don't let them know here. You know what everybody does in America? Here, write a list. Write your names. So dumb. You know what new recruits think? I ain't gonna write no names down. I ain't giving them no names. Well, when I'm licensed, then I'm gonna give them. But when you're licensed, if you ain't trained, you're worth nothing. In the business, I mean. And so you grow your recruiting machine, your licensing machine, production machine, which is asking the right questions. And then everyone's like, well, what script do you use? Do you really need to use a script if you're working in their Easy 3? No. If you're ringing up your brother, you're like, hey, I'm working at this new place. I need your help. I need you to listen half an hour to an hour. That's it. You're like, well, exactly what words, to use. Like, you need that crap later, but you don't need it with your Easy 3, right? And so when a new recruit's like using a script, I know they're not working in their Easy 3. When I was working in my Easy 3, I didn't use a script. What would your brother do if you go, yes, hello, wait for answer. Hi, this is your sister. This is your sister, Shelly, make small talk. I was wondering if... Come on, man. Like, we make this just a little bit harder than it really is, I think. All it is meeting with those that you like, love, and trust, and explaining to them who we are, what we do, how it works. You interested or you're not interested? And if you are, great. And if you're not, great. Because you know what? Maybe later they will be. Everybody is not a now recruit. There's a lot of laters. So you grow that relationship with them. Like, that you're ready to recruit does not mean everybody that you want to recruit is ready to recruit. I mean, is ready to work with you right now. Like your husband, right? You want to recruit him way back in the day. He wasn't ready. Now she walks in with $2,300. Stuff changes. Right? Now, if this month you do it again, she's got to be, oh yeah, man, head to head. Lawrence, man, you're so quiet. Man. He's like, I'm just not that way, Omar. I'm not competitive like that. Change, bro. Change. You need to get competitive. What are you recruiting for? What's the reason you're recruiting? Are you recruiting because you want to win, or are you recruiting to really genuinely help them? They could smell that a mile away. Like when it's like closing a life app. If you're in there and you just want to close them because you need to close a life, they smell that. Like when you're recruiting, is it about you or is it about them? Like when I recruited these ladies here, I can honestly tell you it's not about me. I don't need another recruit. I need another recruit like I need a hole in my head. Okay, I genuinely want to help them learn the business because I know it can change their life. When I recruited Karen years ago, and then she vanished, little while, and then slowly she snuck in again, right? And she's here. I'm not recruiting her because, hey, I really need that extra recruit this month. She asked me, can you recruit me, please?
I did.
Right or wrong?
I did.
Like, okay, I could do that for you. I could help you. Now, you go, that's easy for you to do because of where you are in the business. No, I was always like that. It was always about them. They know when it's about them. Hey, Kevin, when I recruited you, did you ever once think, oh, this is all about Omar?
No, I was waiting for you to ask me. So I had to ask you.
Right. He asked me, hey, you think I could work with you? I was like, well, okay. Fred, when I recruited you, did you ever think, oh man, it's all about Omar. He just wants me to work with him because he wants to earn overrides off of me. Hunted me down. He did hunt me down. Okay? Because when you start working this the right way, you're more attractive, to others. They want to work with you. There's no pressure. What happens is when you got one recruit and you need to make money and you're like, oh my God, I need to make money. First of all, we recruit individuals who have jobs. The greatest way to learn this is when you have a job, because then there's no pressure, there's no stress of needing money. You could learn it the real way, the Art Williams way. Art Williams created recruiting individuals with jobs in the industry. That never happened before. It really doesn't happen anywhere else, really. We're very unique like that. So if you're working your job and you're working with us learning at extra income, like your income was all extra income you made this month, right? You weren't relying on that income. It was extra income. When you make extra cash, an extra grand or two, do you know you made like $600? Yeah, I didn't even know that. I just logged on the other day. It's in your checking account. Did you know that? Yes, 600. You could split it with me if you like, but I don't need the money. You can have it. That's cool. But here's the thing, right? You have to recruit for the right reasons. You want to grow a business and you want to help them, but they need to realize that you want to help them. That'll bring you in more recruits than you'll ever have the other way. It's like when you're with clients. There's clients. You have to want to help them, not close them. There's a difference. The reason we don't close on evening number one, or I've never closed evening ever in my whole career, is I always want to treat them the way that I would want them to treat me. And I wouldn't want anybody driving over to our house and slam, bam, trying to close me one night. And so I don't do it. I walk in evening number one. I say, listen, this evening all you could do is listen, learn, and ask questions. If at the end you have any interest, I'll ask you some questions and we could line up another meeting next week or something. Now their wall goes down. Now they're really listening to, well, what are you talking about? Like, Fred, I didn't close you in one visit, right? Hey, Kevin, I didn't close you in one visit, right? Shh, Javon, I didn't close you in one visit. No, I didn't. You neither, right? I don't close in one visit. It's a process. Recruiting is a process. It's you investing hours in a new person so that they, number one, like you and trust you, and it's real. It isn't an act, okay? Because they could smell it if it's an act, right? Like it's not an act, right or wrong. I mean, I've went out of my way to help you, right or wrong. It isn't an act. It's not. It's real. You want to help people. There's every one of you in the room. I want to help grow your recruiting numbers. I want to help grow your number of licensed representatives. I want to help. Now, you have to do the work. But if you do the work, then I'll help you. Now, if you want me to do the work for you, then what do I need you for? It's like the teamwork thing. You do the work, and I can help guide you. That's the way this thing works. Now, in the old days, I was the one that had to do the work. Berardo, raise your hand, Berardo. He was, true story, I never knew this. It blew me away. He walked into my office a month ago, maybe a little bit more, and he says, you don't remember me, huh? I go, yeah, you're Berardo. You're one of our reps in our base shop. He says, no, no, no. When you were newly licensed in 1996, you went over to my house with your mother. Now, if you remember, I told you that I recruited my mother. So one of her training appointments was Berardo and his wife. And I don't remember this because I went on a lot of training appointments. And the ones that weren't good, where I struggled, I block them out. So I went over to his house, and he's explaining this, to me, because I don't remember it. He said, Omar, you were sweating. Just sweat coming, pouring out of your pores. You were trembling. You were struggling on every word. I said, I'm like asking him like it's this movie, right? I'm like, really? He goes, yeah. I go, did I close? He said, yeah. I said, I did? He says, yeah. You wrote us life insurance and education account. His daughter, raise your hand, used that education account, a little of that education account at FIU, right? You at FIU? Miami-Dade, I'm sorry. And here it is 20 plus years later, and they are both recruits in the base shop. That would have never happened unless I recruited my mom. I would have never known him. Isn't that crazy? You need to write a list this evening of everybody you like. Honestly. Without judging them. Because what happens is you judge. Well, this one will do it and this one won't. And this one's making a lot of money, so they won't do it. And you know what? You're wrong every time. Because the ones that you think wouldn't do it, want to do it. And the ones that you think would want to do it usually don't. So just write a list of everybody you know this evening. And if you're not able to let them have a presentation that's educational, that you know how to handle objections, and you know how to close, then work with your trainer. And this month, you need to recruit like you've never recruited before. You need to get them quit worrying about, but I don't know how everything works. The quickest way to learn how everything works is with new recruits. That's how you learn the business. I went out on 3 training appointments in my life. 3. After 3, I was left all alone. So I just learned the business. Like Art Williams said, you just do it. Well, Art, it's really hard. Great, just do it anyways. But Art, you don't understand. Everybody's going to laugh at me. Great, super duper, just do it. And so that's what I did. I went out and for 9 months, hit my head against the wall, right? Screwed up for 9 months. But after 9 months, I learned the business. And it wasn't that hard. I was just a hard-headed guy, which is a lot of us, like Josh, right? Right? I was hard-headed, right? But you know what? After you hit your head like 9 times, you got a lump there, what's that called? A chichong on your head. It gets real raw and tender. Then you quit hitting your head there. And you go, oh, wrong market. That don't work. Okay, let me get in the right market. Oh, flyers, that don't work. Let me listen to my upline and work on a wedding list. And then you recruit the right people and you start having a blast. This business is a blast. It's fun. That's why we do it still. I mean, we do not have to work. Honestly, that's not just with what we make in overrides, plus what we've accumulated in net worth, we don't have to work ever again. That feels so good. But the problem is I love it still. I can't retire. What would I do? First of all, my wife would be like, you drive me crazy. Because I could leave like a week or 2, right? But after that, I'm edgy. I'm like, I got to get back to work. I miss everybody. I miss training. I miss the teammates. I miss Audrey and Vanessa. I mean, I miss everybody here. It's crazy. I don't know what the hell is wrong with me. Everybody else wants, to retire, and I'm actually able to retire, and I don't. Isn't that crazy? We're done, guys. Have a great night. See you guys.